welcome to the stream. So I think we'll have a short stream. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 hours this time, and continue the adventure as a rogue trader. Just as a reminder, we are playing as an officer with a navy officer origin. We originate from a hive world, and we are still on our first, more or less, scenario. We did one of the main quests. We recruited our navigator. We did this now. Where's my job? Huh. Like this. Right card money honoris. Do we still? Ah, we need to go there, yes. We finished that one, that quest there at the prison. We didn't find the interrogator, I think. Well, we didn't. We freed one of our rival rogue traders, the son of our rival rogue traders. Let's see, we have something to do at the bridge. I think we don't.
Lord Captain?
No.
Lord Captain?
No. Let's speak to these guys here. Lord Captain, they should be informing me of your imminent meeting. Okay, let's do this. Other Voxmaster's duties. I'm the ears and the voice of this ship. I supervise several dozen officers and 3 times that number of support personnel. We receive, send, and encrypt and decode all incoming and outgoing messages through the ship's internal and external channels. We also ensure clean communications and optimal efficiency of the crew's voxcasters. If you ever want to know what worries and concerns your crew are harboring, or what your subjects are whispering about in local networks and after their war chests, and what their leaders are clamoring about over shortwave vox transmissions, just come and see me. I will satisfy your curiosity. Have the vox spirits. Okay, let's ask some questions. Have the vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? You give me, Lord Captain. I have no information that will be of interest to you at this time. Nice. I live to serve, Lord Captain. Let's this. Oh, you haven't spoke to him. Okay. The tall man before you appears to be woven from tendons and muscles. Blue veins shake under his white, almost dove-colored skin, and his scalp and chin are covered in cropped white hair. His neck and shoulders are wrapped in wires. that hit at the presence of neural connectors under his uniform. The officer's face seems to be... Oops, sorry, I thought that I muted myself, sorry. But Captain, Master Hellsman, River at your service. Do you know... Now I made it. Do you know anything about the ship named Fiery Reckoning? Fear the name. That much I'm sure of, but I can't recall the details. I wonder if it was part of that operation that the late Mort was put in charge of. If it was, then there was nothing I can tell you, Rockham. The whole thing was kept under wraps. Your best chance will be to ask High Factor, or maybe some of his treasury records have mentions of this fire record. You are a Voidborn, are you not? That I am. Born into a Hellsman clan in the bowels of a Chartist vessel. Studied the family trade until I was 15, then my entire clan was butchered in a mutiny by a lower hold scum. They spared the young us, of course they did. Kids with implanted connected make great navigational services, but I was having none of it. They weren't going to make a servitor out of me, so I escaped into the crawlways. And then I spent months picking them off one after the other. Okay. You get me talking up a storm. Anyway, yes, I'm a Voidborn. Finish your story, River. Not much to tell. I gathered everyone I could get to, and then I fled upward to the middle decks. That's where the groupers took me under their wing. They have apprentice hellsmen of their own up there, you see. Nobody asked me any questions, so I stayed. I grew up, trained, and got smarter. Then ended up junior hellsman. A dozen years later, Danrock spotted me and looked me away, the cheeky blighter. I used to be an officer in the Imperial Navy, and I can say this with certainty. The best hellsman comes from the Voidborn. I'm glad to have you at the helm of my ship. River freezes, tenderly staring at the end, clearly trying to discern your works as a mockery. After a moment's pause, the muscles, his face twitches, then another. His cheek expands, his mouth twists, and you realize that River is unsuccessfully trying to remember how to smile. Thank you, your Lord Captain. I won't let you down. What can you tell me about the void? Tell me about the Voidborn. Lord Captain, I mean no disrespect, but you do better to find someone with a knack for conversation like Tolliman, the new Voxmaster. I ain't talking type. I just get the ship where it needs to best talk. Let's let folks stick to that. What can you tell me about the other officers? Good for nothing wasters. That's what they are. Each and every one. Take Janice Danrock, that highborn weasel. He phones over the officers, but some of the deals he makes will get him burned alive. He drags other people into his schemes so they can take the fall for him too. One of my junior helpers was ferrying goods from Footfall for him. Got caught by the Seneschal and ended up in the Void Hatch. Danrock couldn't care less. The Voxmaster, another Tolliman, like the last one. Void rest him. Is no better. She cut off half of the Vox channels the day she took up her post. Said the Vox system were damaged and that the engineering had no contact with other modules. But how I'm supposed to steer the ship, collect the Cox reports with the power of my mind? First officer Versaria. I can't stand him. Like every Navy officer I've met, he doesn't know a thing about controlling a vessel in the void. But he puffs himself up all the same and throws his weight around. Me and him had to have words a few times before he left me alone. Thank the Emperor Lady Thora trusted me more than Genesal when it came to helming a void ship. Funny, you're the helmsman. And then there is that woman, what's her name? Class. Lady Thora brought her along whenever she went, and look what happened to her. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out it was that witch that delivered her in an early grave. Just like countless lost souls before. I don't see why anyone would want that walking calamity on their ship, but some will disagree. They say she's friends with young Tolliman, you know, or at least she used to be. An exhaustive answer. Ain't got a better one, Lord Captain. I must take my leave. Lord Captain. Yep. Let's talk to our agenda if she has any.
Greetings.
Oh, okay. Tell me about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
Tell me about the Adeptas Auroridas.
Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters. We fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
They say Adeptas Auroridas are the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium. Is it true?
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words, more often than not with a bolter.
What order are you from?
Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus. The Order's mission is vital and noble. The Sisters Pronatus protect great relics of the Imperium. We guard them, preserve them, escort them when they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate.
Okay.
And we seek out the relics that have been lost. Neither a coven of heretics nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful.
Okay, let's do this. Lord Imperium succeed. Nerter Prognatus is not one of the Order's militant, and yet you are a trained fighter.
Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless. Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge. And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
I see. Are all sisters truly as faulty as you say?
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me.
I see.
Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of faults and weakness. Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul.
You said you belong to the Calixian branch of your order. What brought you to the Koronus Expanse?
The Order sent me to Footfall. My undertaking was to assist the local priesthood of Drusians in caring for a sacred reliquary that had been there since the time of Pastor Mr. Wayne, the station's founder.
I see. Are there any other members of Adeptus or Oridas in the Koronus Expanse?
None that I'm aware of, but the Sisterhood's orders are many, and can operate independently of one another, sending their sisters wherever their presence is needed as deemed by the Ecclesiarchy. Perhaps somewhere in the Lord Inquisitor's retinue, may his path be blessed, my sisters perform their duty as we speak. I wish it were so. Even a single evening spent in joint prayer and training would bring me joy.
I have no more questions about the Sisterhood.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness.
How did you end up in Theodora's ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that
Oh, she stops.
I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already